Hi guys, welcome back to Cernys Kids. Today we are going on a virtual road trip to New Mexico.
Today we're going to New Mexico. All right, you want to hold up your maps? All right, if you need a map, go to cernysjourneys.com. There's a link to the map right on the homepage, as well as a link to the article on our virtual road trip, so you can make your own or follow ours. All right, so let's find New Mexico, guys. All right, Jamin, you want to tell us what states border New Mexico?
It's bordering Arizona, Utah, Colorado, Oklahoma, Texas, and Mexico.
Correct, that's right. So New Mexico was the 47th state to join the United States in 1912. The capital of New Mexico is Santa Fe, but the biggest is Albuquerque. It's known as the land of enchantment. One of the cool things about New Mexico, and if you look on the map, it is one of the four corner states. So the four corner states are Utah, Arizona, Colorado, and New Mexico. Today we're going to talk about a few cool things about New Mexico. The first we're going to talk about is the Pueblo Indians. So the Pueblo Indians are American Indians that live in the Pueblos. And so they are known to be excellent farmers, specifically known to farm or cultivate maize. Maize is also known as, do you have any guess what maize could be? It's a vegetable.
It's maize.
No?
Corn.
Corn, that's right. Good guess. There's estimated to be about 35,000 Pueblos that live in New Mexico and Arizona. And they're really devoted to their culture. So one of the coolest places in New Mexico that talks or is familiar with the Pueblo Indians is Taos. And Taos, you can actually go to Taos Pueblo, so it's Taos Pueblo.com, and you can learn all about the Pueblo Indians as well as Taos. And so Taos is actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And so for over 1,000 years, it has been inhabited by the Pueblo Indians. And so they are currently an active community, and there is about 150 Pueblo Indians who still live there in Taos. And so they have really distinct buildings. Their distinct buildings are kind of a orangish color in nature, and they're made of adobe. So what that means is it's earth mixed with water and straw, and then they leave that out in the sun to make bricks for their houses. And then the roofs are supported by, of course, timber or wood, and then they also make like a packed dirt roof. So normally the buildings are about 5 stories
Like
tall.
our roof?
Not like our roof. Our roof has shingles. Their roof has, like, it's when you put clay or mud in the sun, it gets really hard. And so they do that.
We
and then
can walk on it.
Yep, you can. And so what ends up happening is when the weather kind of deteriorates it, they just put more back up. Yeah, it kind of makes a concrete.
And then it makes a concrete, then they put like bricks and stuff on it.
Nope, they don't use any bricks. They just use natural elements. So it's kind of cool. So again, if you go to taospueblo.com, you can learn about the community, and you can also do some really cool things. They have I'm trying to look at where it is. They have a blog in which you can look at some of the most recent articles. You can also watch some videos on the Pueblos and Taos. So definitely recommend it. It's really a cool culture to learn about in their history, as well as learning about the buildings and how they were built and how they still live there, which is quite interesting. All right, the next we're going to go to is Albuquerque. Albuquerque, again, I already said it, is the biggest city in New Mexico. But what we're going to specifically talk about is the Albuquerque.
Is it right here?
It's right in the middle.
Right
It's
here.
Albuquerque International Balloon Festival. How cool is that? Do you know what I'm talking about? Hot air balloons.
Oh, hot air balloons.
Hot air balloons.
Did you go there?
I haven't been, but you know what? If someone from New Mexico is watching and they want to invite us, we'd be happy to come. It's in October every year, and it's a 9-day festival in which there's hot air balloons everywhere. I know.
I actually want to go on air balloon.
Did you go on a hot air balloon?
Yep. Daddy and I have been on a hot air balloon.
No fair.
Well,
Were we alive?
No, you weren't. So that's probably why. So Albuquerque is known as the hot air balloon capital of the world. So it's rightfully known that they actually have the festival there. So there's been several balloonists that actually have made Albuquerque their home. And so again, another reason why it's a cool place to have a balloon festival. So a little bit about hot air balloons, just so you guys know, is in September 9th of 1783, and I'm going to totally slaughter his name, but he was a French gentleman, a scientist. His name was Pietre de Rosier. He launched the first hot air balloon, and it was called Aerostat Rebellion. Rebellion, I think
What
is how you
did
say
it
it.
look like?
I mean, it looked like a hot air balloon. Probably not like hot air balloons look today, but probably similar. And so, guess who the first people who went on the flight on the first hot air balloon? Guess. They might not have been people.
An animal?
Could be.
A cat.
It was.
A giraffe.
It was a sheep,
A sheep.
a duck,
A duck.
and a rooster.
A sheep, a duck, and a rooster.
They went on the first hot air balloon
Really?
flight. I know, kind of fun, huh?
Who?
Yeah.
Oh, just the animals?
Yeah, the animals with the pilot, I believe. So anyways, there were some accidents with the hot air balloons. And so what ended up happening is they kind of went away. You know, they kind of stopped doing much with them. And so then, about 1950s time, it was revived again by a guy by the name of Ed Yost.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, very
Thank
cool,
you.
huh? Right?
Right, thank you.
So, do you know how a hot air balloon rises?
Air.
No, not air.
Air.
A fire.
So, did you know?
Hot air goes up.
Right. Did you know hot air rises? So, in order to fill the balloon and to make it go up, they
It fills it with hot air.
well, it's fire. They kind of and it blows up and it goes up in the sky. Yep, that's how it gains altitude. So, very kind of cool.
Then it starts to flow. Then it's up in the sky.
Yep, exactly. So, we would love to go see that in October, just saying. So, the last place we're going to go is the Georgia O'Keeffe Museum. So, we spent some time today talking about Georgia O'Keeffe. So, what do we know about Georgia O'Keeffe?
That she did drawings about New Mexico.
That's right. So, she is an American artist, and she is known for
her watercolors.
her watercolors. A lot of them are of New Mexico, and flowers is what she's known for too. She was actually known as the mother of American modernism. So she was born in 1887, and she lived until 1986. So she lived to be 99 years old. And so she has over 500 pieces of work in over 100 different collections across the world. So she's very, very well known. But her museum is actually in New Mexico. It's the Georgia O'Keeffe Museum. And you can go there and you can see over 150 of her paintings, as well as some of her sketches, and then some of her personal property. So it's really kind of cool. If you go to o'keeffemuseum.org, you can click on the link. It says O'Keeffe from anywhere, and you can look at some of the collections online. You can do some creative activities. We decided to go a little bit out of the box today. So actually, I'm a big Georgia O'Keeffe fan. So here's one of my Georgia O'Keeffe books. I really love her.
Did she draw that
She
one?
did, yeah. So
That's cool.
this is actually a Georgia O'Keeffe in New Mexico book that I had. So we actually went through it today, and we kind of looked at some things, and we did our own watercolor. So we have our own watercolor painting, And my kids and myself, we did our own watercolors. So this is mine.
I'm going to show them in the book.
Okay.
What I
And Cora did a sea turtle. And Jamin actually did something that's very New Mexico. So he's going to actually show. We should have left the page open to where you looked, bud, because it's going to take you a minute to find it.
Okay.
Why don't you bring it up here, love? Is that
Is
it?
that one?
Okay, let's see. So Jamin, you want to show your
Let's
painting?
compare it.
Okay.
Show your painting. This is a New Mexico landscape. This is what he
Okay. So as you can see, all this green stuff back here is all right here.
did.
And then
You did the hill.
there's a brown
In the hill.
and the hills and this mountain, and then there's the sky.
I think you did a wonderful job, Jamin.
And this is a real picture of it.
Yep. So Jamin did a wonderful job of
I think all of them
recreating
are good.
New Mexico. I think we did a great job. So I would suggest you guys getting out watercolors and doing your own. You don't have to have a special kit per se. We just happen to because we like to do a lot of projects and art and stuff in our house. But traditional Crayola watercolor paints will work just fine. Recommend if you're trying to do watercolor over different kinds, use a lot of water. It helps spread the paint, so it makes it really watercolorish. So that's just a hint.
And also, you could do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want.
You don't have to do like something in the book.
Nope, you can.
I just wanted to do something
Right.
in the book.
Well, look, Cora didn't do something in the book. She chose a sea turtle, and her sea turtle is really cute too.
I
So-
really want to show off your flower.
Oh, and Jamin wants to show off my flower.
I'm going to keep it.
All right,
I
guys.
feel like it's really good.
You don't think it is.
Hey, you know, I haven't really painted like that in a long time. So.
I think it is.
But I appreciate your compliment, my dear.
I am.
All right.
Really
So, anyways, that is our virtual road trip to New Mexico. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure that you like and
and
subscribe.
subscribe.
Thumbs
Thumbs
up.
up.
Thumbs up.
Bye. See you next
Bye.
time.